Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy GamingTrouge here. Now, I was just going through some of my old childhood games, you know. I was going through my old childhood, like Soft Fox 64, F-Zero GX, Super Mario 64, Get Out of My Life, and The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker. But you know something? There was also another game that I used to play, but I just can't put my finger on it. It was a classic by many, and even to myself, as it was my first game in the series that Nintendo slowly forgot about. Just like I did. I wonder if I can... Oh! Oh! Metroid is one of Nintendo's most important video games of all time. Maybe if it was still the 90s. For those that are unaware or don't really remember, there was a little game on Nintendo's systems called Metroid, a sci-fi action-adventure game starring Samus Aran. Yeah, that girl from Super Smash Bros. Starting with the NES with Metroid, then going all the way over to Metroid Dread on the Nintendo Switch. The series has had fans and they are loud. Let's go! Let's go! Oh my gosh! But one of the things that a lot of people kept bringing up, especially around the 2000s, was the fact that the original Metroid hasn't aged well, like at all, similarly to The Legend of Zelda. And with that, Nintendo took interest and they decided, alongside Metroid Prime 2, they decided to re-release the first Metroid under the name Zero Mission. When I was growing up, I was exposed to the GameCube's amazing library of games such as Super Smash Bros., Mario Sunshine, and even some of the wackier games like who freaking remembers Dark Summit? But among them were the Metroid games, Prime 1 and Prime 2. Prime 2 I remember mostly because of its awesome multiplayer, and I think it still holds up to this very day. However, I popped in onto my Nintendo Game Boy Advance right here, and we're going to be playing the actual first Metroid game that got me interested in whatever the heck off-brand Master Chief looked like. So this is Metroid. Holy crap, I just turned on the game! But after destroying your Game Boy speakers, the real story begins. You control Samus, and it's her job to destroy all the evil life force here on planet Zebes. The Metroids, the Space Pirates, and most of all, Mother Brain. However, in order to get to Mother Brain, you gotta go through the Space Pirates. But once you do that and defeat Mother Brain, which by the way just sits like they're doing nothing, taking all the bullets, it self-destructs, which means you gotta get out of there and gotta go fast. Once you think you escape from the explosions, all of a sudden... your ship just gets nuked and it's back on planet Zebes. Without your power suit now, what are you supposed to do? Sneak past all these guards without being detected, watching your every step to make sure that you don't get spotted by them, and fire up this really weird thing that always confused me as a child, but then as soon as you beat it... oh yeah, baby! But then it turns out, creeping from the distance, it's Metal Ridley, coming back from the dead to kind of finish off Samus. Unfortunately, he fails, and Samus has to now try to go back to her ship. Quick side note, that wasn't actually her ship, she actually took someone else's ship. I just wanted to make that clear. I wrote that in the script, but I forgot to bring that up. And try to fly away, ending Metroid Zero Mission. that was epic. Now when I say it like that, it seems like the game is pretty short and straight to the point, but Metroid is not really a short game. Sure, my one was all around 2 hours altogether, but that was through multiple years of me playing throughout this game. I can still remember getting stuck at multiple points in this game, consulting a guide and multiple walkthroughs even today. And I still find out some pretty interesting stuff as I keep playing. There's always something new whenever you play a Metroid game. But overall, the story is simple to follow and easy to understand. And to be honest, it's actually one of my favorite Metroid stories, with the Zero Mission attachment to it. But yeah, that's the story. But how about that gameplay? Well, it's simple. It's a 2D action-adventure platformer adventure game. In layman's terms, that means that you're probably going to spend a lot of time going around in circles, because Metroid is very cryptic. Now, this version, Zero Mission, is actually not as cryptic as the original Metroid is, because now you actually have an actual map this time around, unlike the original Metroid. And these little statue things that when you go into Morph Ball mode, then it actually ends up gaining your health, as well as telling you where you need to go. But it's how you get there is where you can kind of get stuck, because it's not that straightforward. If you never played any type of open world video game before, or you have but you like me and you get lost really easily, consulting a guide and a walkthrough on YouTube actually helps out a lot in the long run. This game has a weapon system that you get by fighting different types of weapons that are kind of mandatory to go and beat certain bosses. But we got a bunch of different flavors: the long beam, the charge beam, the ice beam, the wave beam, the plasma beam, the normal bombs, the video suit, the gravity suit, morph ball, power grip, speed boost, high jump, screw attack, and the space jump. And a quick shout out to another point item, the missiles, normal and super. All these weapons will come in handy in one way, shape, or form, especially the ice beam when it comes down to destroying the Metroids, the main enemy of the series. But it's also kind of weird that you only fight them at the end of the game. But let's just talk about the bosses for a minute, because these bosses are actually the best in the series. Like, no cap, these bosses are tough yet fun to fight, and it's always rewarding whenever you get that last shot in on either of the enemies. Quaid, I'm looking at you. You're my favorite boss in this game. Now with the gameplay out of the way, let's talk about the visuals and the audio. The visuals for the Nintendo Game Boy Advance actually looks really good, even when it's blown up on an emulator, which is how I recorded this game. But even playing it off the original Game Boy still looks great. The GBA was able to get SNES looking games, and even a little bit better than SNES looking games. So having this updated version of the original Metroid actually looks really good. And as for the audio, the sound effects are amazing, and the music is my favorite in this entire series. You know a soundtrack is great when I go and listen to all the different types of remixes and stuff like that on the daily, preferably the ones that are from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and Zero Mission has them all covered, from ambient music to music that just gets your blood pumping. And my favorite piece of audio, it's only like 40 seconds long, but I can literally use this sound for anything. Hate to interrupt this normally scheduled GamingTrouge episode for me to go onto the internet and try to find out prices for the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack. All I have to do is type this into Google and with all that said and done, can I recommend Zero Mission to the average Joe that wants to get a taste of that Metroid pie before they play the newest game, Dread? Yes, I actually do. You should go out and find a copy of this game because it is well worth your time and money. Oh boy, that is done and over with. It's actually really fun going back and playing games from your childhood that you thought was good and still holds up to this day. I wonder if any other Metroid game from my childhood still holds up. I mean, I could always play this one,